Watu wanahakikisha ya kwamba viongozi yote ambacho Senator anafanya kazi nzuri. Tumefika kiwango cha mwalimu, elimu inaendelea kwa njia nzuri. Ole yupo, serikali inawaona jambo la muhimu sana. Run for peace. Look up at the other universities, 55. Shukrani sana. Mnajua kazi yenu na tunafurahia. Na popote wanapofanya kazi, wanafanya kazi kisha inaenda construction and building union. Tulikana kwa miaka nenda miaka rudi na anafanya kazi. Ndugu huko ambaye anawakilisha Kenya Chemical and King of Kings, muhakikishe ya kwamba you don't miss on crowd. Ambao wanafanya viwandani bila kuhangaika, bila kufikiria lingine. Kampuni nyingine ambayo inaitwa Proto Alan inajenga kwa haraka sana. Ndio kazi ambayo inatuonyesha ni kitu gani wanafanya viwandani.
Yote ni industry yake. Na Bwana Nyamwata.
zile hapa locally ziko na pia ng'ambo zinapatikana kwa maduka ya ng'ambo. Kazi nzuri sana ambao wanafanya. Royal Apparels EPZ, shukrani sana. Kila jambo linatembea kwa njia inayofaa. Very good. Nafurahia sana. Kenya Union of Journalists, ndugu yangu Eric ako hapa na mimi, anahakikisha ya kwamba habari zinafikia watu wakati unaofaa na ni za ukweli. Hakuna cha kuchanganya lolote. Asante sana. Hiyo ingine inakuja pia textile industry yote, kwa maana Kenya is focusing to be industrialized country by 2030, and 2030 is not far from us. Union wanahakikisha ya kwamba wanafanya kazi mzuri, wajenzi wa masoko na kila kitu katika Shauri Moyo, na popote wanapofanya kazi wanafanya kazi kwa bidii. Employers, kwa sababu at least mtu ameandika fanyakazi wa nyumbani na lazima walindwe sawa sawa, wapewe haki yao. ILO Convention Court ndio hiyo inapita hapa mbele, hakikisha mafuta yetu inalindwa sawa sawa na kazi. Ndugu Kabubi, Boniface Kabubi, ambaye ni mtu matata mashuhuri kabisa, fanya kazi mzuri. Asante sana unajulikana kwa mafunzo mazuri, the best driver hapa, ambao ni walimu wetu wa secondary schools, wanahakikisha watoto wote wanaenda university. Hakuna mtoto kuanguka wakiwa darasani. Wanalinda kazi yao vizuri. County government zote ziko chini yao na wanahakikisha kazi inafanyika vizuri. Asante sana kwa kulinda nchi hii. Devolution in farma. Tunatibiwa kwa njia inayofaa. Tunaangaliwa kwa njia iliyo nzuri. Wanahakikisha usalama unarudi kwa binadamu. Na jambo lolote linalomuuma mtu wanalinda. Usalama ni kwa kila mtu. Haya, moja na sisi. Yote inawezekana kwa kupitia kwa watu wa matatu. Asante sana. Keep up. We will recognize you. G4S, which passed here the other time. This is their now vehicles and brand ambazo wanatumia kwa kufanya kazi zao. Asanteni sana G4S. Mnafanya vizuri, barua zinafika kwa wakati unaofaa. Hakuna kuchelewa. Message yoyote ambayo unatakana kufanya, mnafanya kwa njia nzuri. Pamoja na ndugu yetu Ernest na Dome Gatau, wanahakikisha kuna sitima inatoka kwa mfuke, inatoka sehemu mbalimbali kuhakikisha hakuna viwandani. Asanteni sana kwa kazi nzuri ambayo mnafanya. Hii ni njia moja ambayo tunahakikisha ya kwamba nchi yetu inajitosheleza viwandani, kwa sababu tusipofanya hivyo tutakuwa kwa imports, na imports ni kupromote biashara za watu wengine ambayo haitasaidia sana. Watu wa maziwa KCC, asante sana, kiongozwa na ndugu Kabubi ambaye anasimamia watu wa KCC. Asante. Vifaa ambazo tuko nazo, hawa ni watu wa Kenya Power ambao wanaonyesha vile wanaunganisha stima, na ikiwa kuna emergency wanakuja haraka haraka, chini ya ndugu Ernest na Dome ambaye anasimamia watu wa Kenya Power.
This year's theme, self-reliance in production, is the key to economic growth and resonates deeply with our collective national ambition. It calls on all of us as government, workers, entrepreneurs, and communities to champion a Kenya that is resilient, productive, and truly self-reliant. It is in this spirit that this week the Cabinet approved the 2025 Finance Bill, a key instrument in our ongoing national economic transformation quest. This bill has been carefully crafted to stimulate economic growth, deliver efficiency, and enhance competitiveness and expand opportunity. In fact, its provisions are designed to offer targeted relief for both businesses and workers and to support the spirit of enterprise and productivity. Notably, to improve workers' take-home pay, employers will now be required to apply eligible tax relief and exemptions directly when calculating pay as you earn, a significant shift from the current system where such reliefs can only be claimed from Kenya Revenue Authority. Precisely what Atwoli was talking about. I think he read my speech, and that is why he was raising those issues. This will increase efficiency and immediately benefit employees. Additionally, all pensions and gratuity payments for both the public and private sector will now be tax exempt. This reform is a recognition of the service and sacrifice of our senior citizens and workers, and a step towards ensuring that retirement is met with dignity, not stress. When we speak of making Kenya truly self-reliant, I am proud to report to the nation that we are not merely making declarations. We are taking bold, concrete, and measurable steps. We are walking the talk, and here is why. For decades, our national savings culture was stagnant compared to our neighbors in Uganda and Tanzania and elsewhere. Until 2023, just 2 years ago, the average Kenyan worker saved only 200 shillings a month through the National Social Security Fund. Over a span of 60 years, we collectively as a nation managed to save 320 billion. In 2023, we operationalized the law mandating a savings contribution of 6% by both employee and employer, and the result has been remarkable and impressive. In just 2 years, we have mobilized 280 billion in national savings, nearly equal to what we saved over 6 decades. By end of this year, we will have doubled that 60-year figure. And by 2027, we project to have raised close to $1 trillion in domestic savings. Kenya's savings to GDP ratio currently stands at between 10 and 12%, depending on the calculation you apply. My intention is to raise GDP or savings as a percentage of GDP to 25% in the medium term. That will enable us as a nation to build a pool of resources that we can use to lend to the SMEs and the private sector, and we can grow more businesses and reduce the cost of borrowing so that the double-digit borrowing of 18% or 20%, it is not possible for us to grow our economy, to grow more business, to expand enterprise if the cost of borrowing money is high. We must bring it down to single digit. And the route to bringing it down to single digit is to build greater savings in Kenya. I want to thank the Kenyan workers. I want to thank Dr. Atwoli and Kotu and FKE. When we sat down with them, they saw the point when I made the case to them that it is time for Kenya to measure up to what other countries are doing, and we have to make the necessary decisions so that Kenya can build savings in a manner that it will help us, one, reduce old age poverty. When I came here for celebrations, Atwoli here told me Kenya is number 92 in the worst countries with old age poverty. Because if you save 200 shillings, when you exit at 60, maybe the entire savings you will have made is like 70, 80,000. 70, 80,000 will not last you 2-3 months. And that is why, after retirement, many workers die. So we must make sure that after retirement, all workers will have a decent livelihood and they can have a good measure of pension, and also make sure that they can have monthly income coming from their hard-earned savings when they had the energy to work. The blueprint of our inclusive plan in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda is anchored on 5 key pillars: agriculture, micro and small enterprises, universal health care, affordable housing, and the digital and creative economy. I must stand here to thank the Kenyan workers from across the divide. You all remember that in 2022, we had challenges of food insecurity. We had challenges of inflation. We had challenges of exchange rates. I want to say and to report to the country that after 2.5 years, our Kenyan farmers have done a tremendous job. They have produced food. We have supported them. We increased our maize production by 40% in the last 2 years. We increased our production of coffee. We increased our production of tea. We have increased our production of sugarcane. And today, our import bill, importing maize or sugar or the other commodities, has gone down because our farmers are producing more than they have done before. We must commend them because they are working for the people of Kenya. I must also say that because of the interventions that we have made, inflation has come down from 9.6% to 3.5% this year. Exchange rate has come down from 165 to the dollar to now 129 to the dollar. We have expanded our foreign exchange reserves by 2.4 billion shillings. 240 billion shillings. So we have made progress. And that is the reason why the IMF last week listed Kenya as the 6th largest economy. In 2022, Kenya was the 8th largest economy. In 2.5 years, we have managed to overtake Angola, we have managed to overtake Ethiopia. Now Kenya is the 6th largest economy in Africa. In fact, it is the largest economy in East and Central Africa. And it is because of the Kenyan workers, the collective effort of our farmers, of our workers in industry, of our teachers, and everybody else that has contributed to moving Kenya to where we are today. I am very confident about the future of our country if we work together in the manner in which we are working together. In agriculture, our overarching goal remains to make farming profitable, stabilize farmer incomes, and secure national food security. The reduction of fertilizer prices has led to 40% surge in maize production, boosted farmer earnings, reforms in the coffee sector, including the elimination of inefficiencies and corruption, and the streamlining of the Nairobi Stock Exchange have raised farmer prices from 50 shillings to a kilo to between 100 and 150 shillings to a kilo now. Similarly, reforms in the sugar sector have revitalized the industry, leading to record production, better incomes, and bonus payouts for farmers, while creating thousands of new jobs. I recall with very deep personal satisfaction seeing Mama Redempta Makoha of Mumias receive a bonus check of 80,000 in January this year, money she has proudly used to advance her well-being. That is what real impact and transformation looks like. And let me assure the Kenyan workers and the representative of the Kenyan workers, we've just completed the leasing of the 5 sugar factories owned by the government of Kenya. They will now be commercially run by private sector players who have the acumen, the resources, the know-how on how to run business. And I want to assure you that no worker is going to lose their job. In fact, with the increased efficiencies, with better performance of these factories, we are scheduled to hire more workers so that we can drive our sugar industry. Our affordable housing program is another flagship initiative delivering real impact. By end of April, it had created 250,000 jobs spanning architecture, engineering, urban planning, masonry, carpentry, plumbing, electrical work, while reinvigorating local economies. I proudly saw workers from affordable housing in this meeting, and I want to commend them for the transformation they are carrying out in the Republic of Kenya, not just in Nairobi, but everywhere else. This program will, in the next few years, expand home ownership across the country. Ladies and gentlemen, the MSME sector remains the greatest untapped reservoir of employment in Kenya today. Our commitment to unlocking its potential is resolute. The Hustler Fund continues to deepen financial inclusion and support entrepreneurship at scale. To date, over 25 million Kenyans have accessed nearly 70 billion through the fund, with over 4.5 billion saved, mobilized in savings. We have also introduced a 9-band credit rating system to formalize credit histories and unlock new opportunities for those without traditional collateral. Already, more than 4.5 million borrowers with A and B rating have qualified for the Hustler Fund Bridge product, linking them to commercial banks and paving the way to the formal credit market. Over 400,000 have transitioned to this product, with some accessing up to 150,000 without security, without title deeds, without logbooks. They can now have access to 150,000. These borrowers are the future of our enterprise and economy. We are closing the teacher shortage gap that existed in 2022 of 116,000. We have recruited over 76,000 teachers in the last 2 years. And we have set aside another 2.4 billion shillings in this year's budget to hire additional teachers, 20,000 of them, with effect from January next year. Further, the government has allocated another 1.6 billion for capacity building for teachers and another 1 billion for the promotion of teachers, so that we can have them assist us produce more human capital and more workers with skills and competencies to manage our economy and to run our country. This investment has improved student-teacher ratios, enhanced literacy and numeracy, and generated stable employment in communities across the country. Labor migration continues to be a cornerstone of our strategy to expand jobs for Kenyans. Last year, over 200,000 Kenyans secured jobs abroad. This year, we are strengthening our efforts through targeted recruitment and bilateral labor agreements. The newly opened Labor Attaché office in Berlin will help operationalize these partnerships and serve as strategic hub for accessing opportunities in the broader European countries or European Union of 26 countries. The net well-being of workers is incomplete without health security. I am pleased to report that over 21 million Kenyans have registered under the Social Health Authority, up from 8 million under what was NHIF. This is a monumental leap towards universal health coverage. I urge every Kenyan to register, and I am happy that every day I watch the SHA portal, and every day between 45,000 and 50,000 Kenyans register. They are assessed, and we are moving the country towards universal health coverage. We are overcoming the teething problems that existed, and more Kenyans are beginning to realize that we can have universal coverage, reaching out to as many Kenyans as possible. Sisi ni nchi ya demokrasia. Umesikia vile Atwoli amesema, wako na demokrasia kule Kotu na kuko na demokrasia everywhere. We want to build a strong, democratic, united, prosperous nation that all of us can live in and be proud of. And it's not going to happen. We are going to make it happen. A prosperous Kenya is going to be a product of decisions that we make. We cannot be prosperous if we don't make the right decisions. We cannot develop if we make the wrong decisions. We must make the right decisions for the country to grow. And I want to promise the people of Kenya that I will always make the right decisions to make sure that Kenya makes progress. Because I owe it to the people of Kenya to make the right decisions. Sometimes they may not be popular, but they are the right decisions that will change the destiny of our country. If I did not make the right decisions in 2022, if I did not stop the subsidies of fuel and unga and all the other things, we would not be talking today that Kenya is the 6th largest economy in Africa. We would be talking about something else. So, tunataka tushirikiane namna hiyo, tufanye kazi namna hiyo, and I am very confident about the future of our country. Kenyans, we have the best country that we can have. We should be proud to be Kenyans. And we must do whatever it takes to make this country great. We must avoid convenient decisions that only helps us to mark time on the same spot. We must make the decisions that will make Kenya progress and move forward. And I want to assure you that as long as I'm president, I will make the right decisions that will make this country move forward, because I believe in the prosperity of our nation. I want to thank all of you for joining us today in this wonderful celebration of 60 years of Kotu, and to commit to you that we are going to work together as partners in building our nation. I want to say thank you very much. God bless you, and happy Labor Day.
Our this year's theme is self-reliance in production is the key to economic growth. Your Excellency, unless we are in producing, unless we are in manufacturing, unless we are attracting foreign exchange, our economy can hardly grow. But if we produce and we support you towards that direction, we will be in a position to spur economic growth and create more employment for our young men and women. Your Excellency, as Kenyan workers, we remain alive to the fact that global political trends largely affect market dynamics and the prospects for growth and employment creation. Some of the problems that face us are not only unique to us here, but some are global. But if we are together with you, Your Excellency, if we work hard, if we produce more, we can overcome all these global economic challenges. Without a doubt, the election of Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America and his consequent policies that are focused on building and manufacturing capabilities of the U.S. through self-reliance and imposition of tariffs call for all of us to relook and to rethink twice how we can be free and independent economically. Your Excellency, this year's Labor Day celebration is a special one because Kenyan workers will be marking 60th years of anniversary, as I have said. And we have made a remarkable achievement. Wewe mwenyewe umeona wafanyikazi wakipita hapa mbele yako. Umeona zile vitu wanafanya viwandani. Umeona kazi zao. Umeona commitment yao. Na wewe ndio mlinzi wao. You are the chair of our industrial relations practice in this country. And therefore, as you sit, as you look at them, I know you think well about Kenyan workers. Indeed, as I said, we will support you towards any route you take in enhancing and protecting workers' rights in this country as a champion of social justice, number one. Your Excellency, on outsourcing, Your Excellency, one of the biggest problems that your government faces in meeting its revenue collection target is outsourcing of labor that has become a very common among the Kenyan employers. As Kenyan workers, we appeal to your government to institute action that will ensure that workers are covered by collective bargaining agreements as it is practiced world over. And the outsourced people have an opportunity to contribute to our revenue through statutory deductions as other permanent employees. Your Excellency, we can also foster self-reliance in production, particularly in key sectors like agriculture, manufacturing, and also supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your Excellency, you have seen the textile industry here. It is our wish that we support our textile industry. Because when we were growing, we had Kikomi, we have Raymond, we have Rivertex, we had Thika, textile milling machines. We had everywhere in Kenya, we were producing textile materials. We need to go back there, Your Excellency, and we will support you to create more employment. This one I will talk, and I will talk as a patriotic Kenyan until I go to the grave. I'm appealing to Kenyans, Your Excellency. We must love this country. We have no any other country. If this country went down to dogs, we have no any exit route. Kenyans are watching their television. They should look what is happening in Bukavu, in what is happening in Goma. Pali mtu anatoka na watoto na kondoo, wanafika kwa njia, wana abandon kondoo, anarudi kwa watoto yake na wajafika pahali wanaenda. This is not the route we want to take. But Your Excellency, one day you Kenyans will remember me. If we don't regulate social media, if we don't, in China where you have been, it is regulated. With a population of about 1.4 billion people. In Dubai, it is regulated. In UK, it is regulated. In US, it is regulated. Kenya cannot be free for all. Kenya can't. You see? That is the patriotism that we must follow. Lastly, Your Excellency, I want to appeal to you. This city belongs to all of us, and this city must reflect other cities of the world. This city must reflect Accra, Ghana. This city must reflect Abuja in Nigeria. This city must reflect Kigali in Rwanda. This city must reflect Abidjan in Ivory Coast. We cannot remain in a filthy city, a city of hawkers, a city of riders, a city of matatus, and when somebody arrives at the airport on Mombasa Road, is full of hawkers depicting the picture of poverty of Kenya. This must come to an end, and we are appealing to the national government to team up with the county government and make sure that we have a city. Let landlords paint their buildings, repair their pavements, and make sure Nairobi, we reclaim our lost glory of this international city. Mwisho, Your Excellency, usitishike. Iko watu wengi wanapenda kutisha sana. Mimi nilikuwa hapa President Kenyatta akiwa president. After 3 years we had a problem in the government. Jaramogi left. Nilikuwa hapa when Moi was a president. After a few times there was a lot of problems. Nyinyi nyote mnajua until up 1982. Mpaka when he was leaving, kila saa watu bila Moi yote inawezekana. Nimekuwa hapa President Kibaka akiwa kwa kiti mimi, and I served him. Kibaka alitengeneza kila kitu Nairobi, he improved the economy. But 2007, hawa wananchi voted him out. We had to do some ukarabati. Sasa nimekuwa hapa wakati wa Uhuru. Uhuru ni rafiki yangu sana. But you could hardly see him outside the way you are outside, you are visible everywhere. But he managed to finish his 10 years. Hawa Kenya unasikia ground ni mbaya. Hapa ground hapana mzuri. Ruto must go. Na sio ground ni mbaya. Wewe anasema ground ni mbaya. Mwenyewe hana ground. Unasikia hiyo? Wacha tuwache mtu amalize kazi yake. I saw watu wa press. Mtu ameandika kwa Standard. Anasema Atuoli yeye kazi ya trade union court is not a political party. We serve the government of the day. We negotiate for our rights. Huyo kijana anataka elewe hiyo. We are not a political party. We are not aspiring to have a president. We must support the government of the day for the stability in the country, which will be extended to industrial stability. Wewe fanya kazi, kama iko makosa, we are principled. We will come out and say, hatufichi. Kama iko watu ambao ni corrupt, we will tell you and take action. Na usitishwe.
You have led this country. You have maintained its stability. We have maintained democratic practices, and you are resolved to ensure that the stability is unquestionable. When we talk of the 6th largest economy, it cannot happen in an environment of turmoil, in an environment of conflict, in an environment of war, in an environment of political instability. And my dear brothers and sisters, the biggest threat to any nation is not terrorism. It is when the institutions of that country collapse. The president has held our institutions. The labor movement as an institution must be firm and solid. The working must be firm and solid. And all political structures and administrative structures must be solid. That comes through good leadership. And your President, Your Excellency President, you have been at the forefront in ensuring that we walk the straight and narrow path of ensuring that our institutions work. Kwa hivyo, ndugu na dada, kwa kifupi, nimesema tunawapongeza kwa sababu baadhi ya mataifa 55 ya bara la Afrika, uchumi wa Kenya sasa ni namba 6 katika bara la Afrika. Hatungefika kwa kiwango hicho bila jasho yenu kama wafanyikazi. Tunasema asante sana. Jambo la pili, hatuwezi kufika pale ikiwa hatuna uongozi thabiti. Kwa hivyo tunamshukuru Mheshimiwa Rais kwa kuhakikisha kwamba Kenya ina uongozi ambao ni wa kidemokrasia na thabiti. Mkiona watu wakizungumza, wakipiga kelele, wakifanya nini, hiyo ni demokrasia. Na wengine wanafikiri kwamba hiyo kelele inamaanisha kwamba Kenya imeharibika. La, jaribu kupiga hiyo kelele katika sehemu zingine. Hata marafiki zetu wengine wanashindwa kuandamana kwa mataifa yao, wanakuja kuandamana Nairobi, wakiandamana mambo yao. Kwa hivyo Kenya ni thabiti na sisi tutii sheria.
Alafu nitasema mambo machache. I am honored, ladies and gentlemen zangu. Kuna wale wafanyikazi wako kazi. Kutibu ni kazi. Kulinda
ni kilele cha sherehe zetu Labor Day makala ya 60.